Hey all, here OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the Bluedio Turbine T7. These are active noise canceling wireless Bluetooth headphones, which sells for $60. And it's crazy that we're on the 7th generation model already. It feels like just yesterday when I was reviewing the T2 and the T3s. So Bluedio seems to release a new update every 4 to 6 months or so. In fact, this might be the most minor update out of all of the generations so far. It looks almost identical to the past T6 turbines that I just checked out late last year. What has changed though is improved controls in terms of adding more keys for playing and pausing and adjusting the volume, and including some additional accessories in the box, which I'll talk about later on. But the driver size, which is 57 millimeters, pretty much the sound quality, all remain unchanged. So otherwise, again, using Bluetooth version 5.0, the same as the T6 and the T6S, the same 57mm drivers, and the same battery life of 30 hours in the Bluetooth mode, and 20 hours when you have active noise canceling turned on. 57mm for the driver size, by the way, is one of the largest you'll find out of consumer-grade, low-cost, wireless Bluetooth headphones on the market. It also allows the turbines to pack quite a punch in terms of bass. And here we have the T7. We'll do a closer look and comparison of the T6 in a moment, but here we have the accessories. We've got a soft carrying pouch, we've got an instruction manual, there is a charging cable which is using USB Type-C, so it's great to see the latest standard. Now one of the slight issues for the T6 was there is no standard 3.5mm jack anymore because it's been replaced by USB Type-C, so Bluedio have decided to include a USB Type-C to standard 3.5mm adapter in the box, so you can still plug it in and use it as wired headphones with a standard, plug. Definitely good to see them listening to feedback and including this accessory now, which was missing with the T6. Now moving on to the design, the T7 is here, T6 is here, and basically you can't really tell the difference between them if you're just looking at it from afar, side by side. Now just like the T6 though, the T7s do come in a number of colors, so there's plenty of customization options if you want something different from just the pure black that you're seeing here. So now we have a dedicated volume rocker and a play pause key, which was missing on the T6, making it a little harder to adjust. We also now have a auto play and pause function, which just like the Apple AirPods, basically uses an infrared sensor inside of the cushions, so whenever you pop them out of your head, they will automatically pause the track or the video you're watching on YouTube, and whenever you put them back on your head, it will automatically resume the video and the audio, which is actually very impressive. The active noise cancellation also has different adjustments now. You can tap on a key to change it from a low to a high setting, depending on your surroundings and how strong the intensity you want. You can also double tap on the ear cushion part to answer or reject a phone call. So now there's 3 ways of playing and pausing music. You can just remove them from your head, you can double tap, you can tap on a physical button. It just makes the ergonomics and controls much more thought out than I think any other headphone I've seen for the price. We also have a companion app just like before that allows us to connect to cloud services like Alexa, for example, to use it to answer questions. In addition, you can use it to burn in the sound, which is a feature reserved more for audiophiles and expensive hi-fi grade headphones usually. These are definitely not petite headphones. They're one of the largest over-ear style headphones in terms of the cup size, next to on-ear style headphones like the Liner ANC headphones that we checked out a few months back. You can see the huge difference there in terms of cup size. The good news is it's really comfortable and also blocks out a good amount of passive noise just as a result. With that being said, it is going to be a little larger to carry around. Construction quality is really solid, just like the T6. We have this neckband which is made out of this precise aluminum. We see the aforementioned USB Type-C port for both charging and for using it in the wired mode. We have this key here that you can tap and hold for a few seconds after turning the headphones on. By the way, this is the power switch in order to enter the pairing mode. And you're also able to tap on this key when the headphones are turned on to change the active noise cancellation extent. So for example, I can push the ANC on, and if I tap on this again, it can change the intensity of the ANC from weak to strong. On the same side, we also have access to the play pause key and the aforementioned volume rocker. All of these controls feel pretty tactile and responsive. Now, only minor critique I have would be maybe putting some of these controls on the other side just to break it up a little bit, because with all of these keys here, it takes a little time to get used to and make sure you're not hitting a wrong key by accident. So let's talk about the audio quality next. So moving into the music performance, as a whole, it's pretty much unchanged from my impressions of the T6, and that's definitely a good thing because they definitely deliver in terms terms of audio quality. For 60 bucks, I would say they are one of the best sounding wireless headphones that you can find, especially if you enjoy bass. They are exceptionally clean as well, so if you play a track and listen really closely, there is almost no distortion, no static, no hiss in the background. Although bass is probably not to the same extent as the aforementioned Turbine T2s and T3s, which, believe it or not, used to be even more out of this world. They used to kind of rattle your skull around, but they are still definitely one of the best bass experiences you'll find out of current generation low-cost headphones. Almost hi-fi grade, if not already hi-fi grade. So for 60 bucks, I think that's really a good achievement on Bluedio's part, and the really large driver size coupled with the fine-tuning that they've done on top of the T6, I think have definitely made these sound even better. Now moving into active noise canceling, I would say it still is one of the weaker aspects of these. Not to say that it's really weak compared to the competition, but if you are, putting these next to, say, Bose's Quiet Comfort, it can block out, I would say, 85% to 90% of noise if you are on a plane or on a subway. Lower frequency sounds are effectively drowned out, but you can still occasionally hear some of the noises creep in. When I was doing a test earlier with my computer, I can still hear a faint humming from a fan nearby. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on review of the Bluedio Turbine's T7s. I would say that from afar, it doesn't seem like a huge improvement from the T6. In fact, if you already own the T6, I wouldn't say that upgrading to this is absolutely necessary. But if you are in the market for a new pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones, or if you have one of the older generations of the Turbines, this is definitely something that's worth a closer look, because there's lots of minor improvements here, including the intelligent autoplay and pause, which worked surprisingly well. We get the same really good audio quality from the drivers themselves. Now I suppose the consistency should also be better in terms of giving you even volume output. They get extremely loud on my test unit. They have great bass, great clarity, very low latency, and really good comfort and unique styling. So all of these I think are really hard to come across for headphones under 60 bucks. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. You can learn more details in the links down below if interested. But for now, that's been our video. That's been the Bluedio T7 wireless active noise canceling Bluetooth headphones.